ladies and gentlemen, the American Cheering Bulldog Nation. Welcome to the Eric Deters Show. We're here on July 3rd. We will not be here tomorrow. Always sponsored by Deters Consulting, Parks Yoga. Check us out on all of our platforms. And our lead story today is the Trump rally in South Carolina. They packed them into this little town in South Carolina. There were 20,000, 30,000. I love Trump. Trump said 75,000. Maybe there was. Bottom line is, it was a success. Significance? South Carolina is the home of Nikki Haley, the home of Tim Scott. By the way, Trump is leading by big margins in all the early states, including South Carolina. A little funny anecdote, if you didn't know this, is Lindsey Graham got booed off the stage. Trump tried to take up for him. He got booed a little bit for trying to take up for him. Well, the next story is big, and it's near to my heart. Patriots Day, Freedom Fest, September 9th, here in Morning View, Kentucky, 20 minutes south of downtown Cincinnati. I mean, a whole lot of people live within 30 minutes to an hour from this venue. And yesterday, we added many speakers. The president is confirmed coming. We have his children, Don Jr., Eric Trump, Kim Guilfoyle, my favorite Republican in the whole world, Dinesh D'Souza. We added Corey Mills. We added D.C. Drano yesterday. There's going to be more and more folks coming to this. Just check it out. The memes posted on my Facebook site, all the platforms. We update it as we go. But this is going to be the most extraordinary event in the country. I'm going to go ahead and say it. It's going to be really, really special. A denial by Biden. You know, we have Biden saying, no, I had nothing to do with it. Although the White House now says he wasn't involved in the business dealings. Whatever happened to, he never even spoke to him. But when Joe Biden, Merrick Garland, and Weiss deny anything, it doesn't mean anything. They're liars. Them saying, oh, no, it's not true. The facts are otherwise. By the way, Hunter has two lawyers. One actually had the nerve to say that the text messages are frauds. The other lawyer doesn't say that it's a fraud. These folks will go down lying, cheating to the very end. Well, Joe Biden's latest, manipulate sunlight. Can you imagine what that would do? They want to now try to manipulate the sun to help us with global warming. And how do you do that without the whole globe getting involved? Sounds like a nice globalist agenda item. French riots, man. I mean, this was bad. Serious. Hundreds of people injured, killed, fires burning everywhere. They're pissed off. And where is Macron? He's at an event, hanging out, dancing. Student loan forgiveness, Supreme Court. This was very good for our country because it wasn't fair. This was Joe Biden circumventing Congress, trying to buy votes with an executive order to the tune of $400 billion. It's crazy. Trump might come to Twitter, return to Twitter, people are saying. Foolish not to. There's too big a platform. Musk is being fair. You ought to return. General Milley, you can't make this up. Or Milley, excuse me, General Milley, says, the military needs to modernize now because of the threats. Really? Says the Joint Chiefs of Staff guy who's worried about diversity when Joe Biden became president of the United States. Unbelievable. ESPN layoffs, massive, massive. You've probably already heard them. Susie Colbert, Jalen Rose. One that really bothered me, Stephen Young. They let go Stephen Young. Max Kellerman, I didn't care about him. I think Stephen Young was the worst. You know why? Disney's having to cut costs because, I heard that, I think they've lost like $1 billion on their last 6 pitchers. Illinois, you ready for this? Illinois is about ready to let 300,000 illegal aliens apply for an ordinary driver's license. Moms for Liberty. I support Moms of Liberty, Myrna Eads and her cause. There's a Moms for Liberty in Campbell County, Boone County. I don't know if there's in Kenton County yet. But they had their national convention in Philadelphia. Trump spoke. There was protests. You know what? Think about this. People protesting Moms for Liberty whose main cause is protecting our children. Well, I've been saying this from day one. that Susan Rice runs the White House. Susan Rice, the former Obama National Security Advisor, who says it's okay for North Korea to have an atomic weapon, is clearly running things. Now Tucker Carlson says it. Tucker, I've been saying it for 2 years. But Susan Rice runs this show. It's clear as day. It's the Obama third term. Camp David again. Good old Hunter Biden is heading to Camp David with his daddy once again this weekend. Boy, they try to get everything on the same page. Strategy, game plan, everything else. Two crooks. They're going to go down. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Coming up next, Eric Deters in local news. Ladies and gentlemen, American Jury and Bulldog Nation, welcome to Eric Deters Local News. As always, we're sponsored by Deters Consulting, Parks Yoga. Check us out on all of our platforms. Let's get right to it. Happy 4th of July weekend. I hope you're all enjoying your 4th of July weekend. A lot of people had to work today. Deters Law people are off. Deters Consulting people are off. Media's off, except for Sabrina had to come in and Spindley. But hope you're enjoying your parades. I hope you're enjoying your fireworks. Hope you're having a great time. Stay safe. Stay safe. And we'll be back on Wednesday. We're not going to do a show tomorrow. All right, long crime. Matt Forges was sentenced to 5 years for his role in the bribery scandal in the state of Ohio over the nuclear energy. This guy, bad guy. 5 years. He says he's going to appeal. Yeah, he's going to be appealing while in jail. In local news, St. Joseph Catholic Church on the west side is going to be closed after over 100 years. Taylor Swift concerts, they were a big hit. Packed them in on in the stadium, outside the stadium, every place else. I'm glad she's gone though. But you know what? Props what she does for the economy around here. Gallatin County hit bad with storm damage. Hope you're okay if you live in Gallatin County. Erlanger, they're patriotic. They gave out American flags to all their citizens. Gotta love that. And then there was this guy. He was out on the Ohio River in a rubber ducky. He's safe. Boone County, they have approved to Riegler Asphalt to build 8 pickleball courts. Pickleball taking the country by storm. In Kentucky news, Daniel Cameron is joining other attorney generals around the country to support AM radio staying in vehicles. I think it's a national security issue. And in Ohio, 3,000 pounds of wieners have been recalled because they allegedly have milk in them. Check out your wieners, make sure they don't have milk. And in sports, the one red who made the All-Star team, Diaz, their closer. Good for him. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Coming up next is the Brit, Jamie Spindley, who's probably going to try to rename the 4th of July Treason Day.
You got that right, Bulldog.
See, he wants us to, you know what? He doesn't want to make America great again. He wants to make America British again. You know what I said to him? I said, it'd be better than making us China. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Stick around for world news. And stick around after world news and check out the Sunday Sports Show. It's hilarious. You're going to love it. Best sports show you've ever watched.
Hello, you're watching World News, the latest headlines. The riots in France appear to be calming down after 5 days of violent protests after the shooting of a teenager during a traffic stop last week. Over the weekend, more than 800 people were arrested. Israel has launched a massive military attack on Palestinian militants in the Jenin refugee camp in the occupied West Bank. Israel has sent ground forces, leading to gun battles on the streets. New Zealand has become the first world country to expand bans on plastic bags in supermarkets. Most shoppers already take their own bags to the stores. This will prevent the usage of around 150 million plastic bags a year, Associate Environment Minister Rachel Brookins has said. Brazil's Supreme Court has voted 5-2 to bar ex-president Jair Bolsonaro from running for the office for 8 years. The former president was found guilty of abusing his powers ahead of last year's presidential poll. I will be back on Wednesday. I hope everybody has a fantastic 4th of July tomorrow, Independence Day for America. Take care. Up next, sports with Eric Deters and Nick Batista.
From Independence, Kentucky, it's Sports Without Boundaries with Eric Deters and his sidekick Nick Batista.
Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, welcome to Sports Without Boundaries. Your host, yours truly, Eric Deters, and my co-host, my sidekick, Nick Batista, looking like Tom Cruise on Born on the 4th of July.
Good day, Bulldog.
He said, let's get dressed. And remember, you can't spell America without Eric.
Oh, that's right.
God bless America. That's what I say.
Greatest country in the world.
Go ahead.
Allows two jamokes like us to do this show without going to prison.
Without censorship. And even our producer, Josh Wentz, has got the headband on. Well, let's get right to it. You've only got 56 things to cover. All right, the Cincinnati Reds. They start 3 rookies. They've got second and third year players up and down the lineup. They are tied with the Milwaukee Brewers in first place. They are an amazing, fun baseball team to watch. Do you not agree?
Well,
being a Guardians fan.
Hey, we're in first place too. As Dennis Green.
Well, how about that, man? Our team. Let's go Ohio baseball.
As Dennis Green once said, crown them now.
Now, Now, Andrew Abbott pitched today, and what a job he did. 12 strikeout of the Padres, who started hitting again yesterday.
Right.
But this guy is unbelievable. His ERA is just above 1 after 6 or 7 outings.
Yeah. They were kind of worried about him. Didn't he come back from some kind of injury or stint on the IL something?
But he is kicking ass.
Yeah.
And Ellie De La Cruz won National League Player of the Week last week. He ain't going to win this week. He's come back down to earth. He needs to have a little more discipline at the plate.
McLean might win it again.
McLean, wow.
Kid is unbelievable.
How about this? Pete Rose, the Reds, they asked Pete what he thought about the Reds surging, and he says, well, I bet on him to win.
Of course he did.
Oh, Pete.
But he bets on him. Give him credit. He bets on him every day.
He bets on all the time.
Give him a break.
Joe Burrow had took batting practice a couple weeks ago, and he gave himself a new nickname, Joe De La Cruz.
Oh, my Lord. I didn't hear about that. You talking yourself?
I just added that to piss you off. All right, we left this out last time with the draft, and I wanted to give him some props. Riles, Boone County's very own Kunkel, this kid played at Xavier, has signed a Golden State Summer League, and I wanted to acknowledge that.
Yeah, he's a good kid, man. I like him.
FC in Miami and Messi tickets went on sale on Friday. Are you excited about seeing FC Cincinnati play Miami and Messi?
To another tie. I don't know. I'd like to see what all the thing about Messi is and all the talk.
Speaking of another tie, FC Cincinnati had 3 All-Stars named to their team, and guess what they did yesterday?
Tied
with DC, the second place team. They stand first.
Soccer being soccer.
West Virginia's Trey Mitchell is transferred to the University of Kentucky. This might really help John Calipari's lousy offseason. Arch Manning.
Yeah.
They say he's struggling in spring.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's going to be the backup. He's not going to grab the starting. Do you think Arch Manning will carry the torch of the Manning family or be a bust?
I think he'll carry the torch. He's a Manning.
I think so,
It's going to happen.
I don't think he'll be a bust.
No.
Nick Saban says he's never going to retire. That's what he said this past week, Nick.
Knicks are great.
Knicks are great.
Well, he's the highest paid,
football coach?
Not a football coach. Person in Alabama.
Highest paid Alabamian.
Yes.
Well, let me tell you about Nick Saban never retiring. All those SEC teams are like, damn. I put this. Marlins, Uri Perez is unbelievable as a pitcher. He's even doing better than Abbott. What do you think about his start? I mean, he's not hittable.
The Marlins, man, they're coming on. They're only, 5 or 6 games back of the Braves.
Guess who Bill Belichick says, of all the people in coaching that he admires the most, he'd like to have a conversation with?
Paul Brown.
Exactly correct. Paul Brown. Not Mike Brown. He didn't say he wanted to have a conversation with Mike Brown. It was Paul Brown. LSU baseball won the Collegiate Baseball Men's World Series. Yep. Wow.
And a blowout, too. I didn't think that would happen.
By the way, their top player, who's expected to go in the top 3 of the draft. His name is Cruz.
Yeah.
Okay, Crews. He posts a picture of him in the trophy with his girlfriend.
Yeah.
What happens? His girlfriend takes over the internet because she's hot.
That's the first thing I would have gone for.
You can't post a hot picture of a
Google
woman
it.
anymore. They become the story.
That's right.
Poor kid. My good. Let me give you an example. Bronny James, his hot prom date, went on vacation, posting pictures. Now she's bigger than him. Unbelievable. Princess Kate played tennis with Roger Federer.
We talked about this a little bit.
I didn't think we did.
Well, she was the ball girl or something.
But I thought it was cute.
Made a little mistake by catching the ball. Did you
Correct.
say that?
Yeah. But anyway, I think Kate Middleton.
Yeah, my wife loves her. She's a.
Meanwhile, speaking of tennis, Alcaraz is back as number 1. I don't think it's going to make any difference at Wimbledon, but he's back to number 1. Nicole Matthews, this is great, man. Nicole Matthews says girls' locker rooms smell better than men's locker rooms. Does that shock you? Does that sound like an earth-shattering reveal?
Not at all. In fact, what happened yesterday, we went to a restaurant. There was unisex bathrooms, 2 of them. I went in, came out, and I said, you know why there's a men's and a girls' bathroom to my wife? Because men pee on the seat. So
They pee on the seat?
The law
They
of
poop on the seat?
The law of
Or
unintended
slobs?
consequences, right?
I don't know about
Trying to be woke with these bathrooms.
After she's made this statement, it's gotten me thinking I might have to add to my bucket list. I think I might like to smell a woman's locker room once in my life because I never have. Have you smelled a girl's locker room?
Possibly. In high school, I might have wandered into theirs.
You may not know this, but apparently the NFL picks who they want as Hard Knocks.
Did know.
And they're worried that they're going to pick the Jets because the Jets don't want it. I mean, here are the Jets with all their woes. They get Aaron Rodgers. Who needs that scrutiny?
And I don't think they can say no.
They can't say no. They can't say no.
Are you kidding?
I think it would be fun, though, to see Aaron Rodgers talk about his psychedelics.
It's got to be the Jets. I mean, they're the most interesting story out of the 4.
All right, college football preseason rankings. Would this shock you that it's always the same teams at the top?
It doesn't shock me, but it shocks me Georgia's up there. They lost all their players.
Yeah.
We're the Buckeyes.
Oh, by the way, let me tell you about Georgia if you didn't hear this. Georgia is getting looked at. There might be some recruiting issues and things like that.
Vacated victory.
Kirby Smart cheated. That's why my Bama lost.
Yeah, give it to the Buckeyes.
He cheated. All right. Elon Musk has hired Saint Pierre for his training. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think's going to happen with this? Musk. I didn't realize that Musk has a judo background.
Yeah, I knew that. I did know.
But they're really training. They're really going to do this.
I don't think they're going to do it.
By the way, do you realize Musk is apparently like 6 foot? And Zuckerberg's like 5'7", 5'8".
I didn't know Musk was that tall.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I didn't know Zuckerberg was so short.
Yeah.
Little short ass.
Hey.
All right. Leonard Fournette's car just started burning up.
The batteries or something?
We don't know, but he was in it.
Oh,
They started burning up and he jumped out.
I didn't know that.
Do you think this could have been Tom Brady?
No, he loves Lenny.
Okay. he
Loves
likes
him.
each other. All right. We got to talk about this. Mrs. Jordan Poyer, they canceled. Poyer is the all-pro safety for the Buffalo Bills,
Right.
was having an event in Florida, a golf outing at a Trump facility, and apparently there was protests and everything else. And his wife spoke out, man, and she said, this is awful, blah, blah, blah. It's now back on. They're still going to do it.
Good.
Thanks to the wife.
Yeah, because he would have.
That's why we have this up here, because of the protest. That's
okay.
why. That's why. All right. Sad story in the midst of all this gay fun we're having here. Ryan Malek died drowning in apparently a riptide down in Destin, Florida. Folks, the riptides down there are bad.
Yeah, it's for real.
And they apparently warned you not to swim, and he did it anyway.
Some woman just got rescued yesterday. Did you see that?
No, I did not
A
see
surfer
that.
saved her from the same
surfer?
thing.
Man, a surfer's a good person at,
Yeah.
you know what? If Aquaman's not around, you want a surfer.
I've been in the ocean a bunch of times. I've never felt a riptide.
All right. Novelli Marte is the Reds' top prospect. He's apparently going to be coming up, too. He's an infielder.
But it was
They're going to have so
Cruz.
many infielders, I don't know where they're going to put
I
them.
thought Dela Cruz was a top prospect.
No, apparently this guy is even over Dela Cruz. Or maybe they're tied.
Well, Dela Cruz was an infielder too. He plays outfield, infield.
Yep. All right, this might be my favorite story on our show today. This Belgium shot putter named Boukwo ran the 100 hurdles to save them from not being their whole team getting disqualified.
Jeez,
so she's a shot putter. She ran the 100 hurdles. I think it's the greatest sporting feat in the world.
Well, if she would have been carrying the shot put at the time, that would have been a feat. Or as Josh said, well, how did you put it, Josh?
Shot put while she's hurdling.
You shot put while she's hurdling.
Exactly. It looks like she's struggling.
She's quite.
Have you ever tried to run hurdles?
Yeah, one time.
It's hard.
It is.
You know, Zeke Elliott won a state championship in Missouri running hurdles.
Sure did.
The New York Mets completely suck, and they have a $200 million payroll, and they get worse and worse.
It's amazing.
Scherzizer and
Verlander,
they suck.
Well, Verlander had a good game yesterday, but it just shows you how great that sport is. You can't buy a championship. The Yankees tried and tried and tried.
Go Reds. Speaking of hurdles, this Eagles Allen set a record running the 110-meter hurdles.
Who?
I hate he's playing for the Eagles. His name is Devin Allen.
Who's the guy next to him? He's hurting.
Yeah, he is. Devin's just going. NHL draft. You can't make this up. This kid, the very top draft pick of the NHL draft. I got it saved here somewhere. Well, you wouldn't know when I need to find. I can't find it. His name is Connor Bedard. Connor Bedard. He's 17 years old and he looks 12.
Yeah, well,
the top draft pick of the Buffalo Sabres.
Gretzky got recruited when he was like 12 or 14. I mean, they know up there.
You know what look, there he is. I was thinking about this, Connor Bedard. How he must be an amazing, by the way, he plays center.
Yeah.
He must be an amazing skater.
Exactly. That's how they know.
I mean, 17, top pick.
Right.
What a world he has. You know what they said? They said he stayed home from Disney trips to practice.
Right.
Boys and girls, don't go to Disney and work harder.
Good for him.
Make something of yourself. All right, speaking of Wimbledon coming up, I always love Wimbledon. I pay attention to tennis. I still say Djokovic is going to win.
Probably. The pomp and circumstance of Wimbledon.
See, you know what? I'm kind of like an everyman kind of guy, but every once in a while there's some pomp and circumstance I like.
Oh, yeah.
Like church services. I like it, Wimbledon, I kind of like it.
Kentucky Derby, right?
Kentucky Derby, the inauguration of our president.
Right.
I like some pomp and circumstance. All right, NFL gambling's bad, and these people are getting suspended left and right. The guy from the Indianapolis Colts, I think they got 2 guys that are getting suspended. This one guy's now arguing, wait a minute, I can risk my life playing football, but I can't bet $1,000 for my team to win. See, it's gone off the rails. It's gonna get bad.
He's got guys on his side about this.
Exactly.
I told you this is going to be the ruination of.
It's going to be the ruination of football.
Of sports.
Bernie Kosar is apparently suffering. Can you? This is your story.
My guy.
Give us a full. What's going on with Bernie Kosar?
Well, he's always had head injuries, and he runs a thing up there called You Matter. He's fine. I mean, in front of a camera, he's fine. He's not on death's bed or anything. But he's my favorite player of all time. I love you, Bernie. You Matter.
Isn't Bernie the all-time favorite Brown?
Yeah, he would be. Yeah, Jim Brown and him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is a great story. Royce Gracie. This is from the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu Brazilian family who kicks ass. He apparently just beat the IRS on almost $2 million.
What?
$1.6 million. He said, I ain't paying. He got away with it.
He's got Hunter Biden's lawyers.
He's an oracle status for that, man. All right. Ernie Johnson from TNT is going to enter the Broadcasting Hall of Fame. Isn't that? I like Ernie Johnson.
Yeah.
Hell, he beat cancer too.
I mean, I don't dig the NBA, but that group, that show is probably the best pregame show.
You know what? I agree with you. They are entertaining. Barkley's entertaining. Yep. Kenny Davis, Ernie Johnson. Who they put Shaq and Magic out on the end. They just say something,
which is fun.
That's fun. And funny. Anytime they want you. Shaq goes, I agree, Chuck. I disagree, Chuck. All right. UK signed Samto Cyril, a big man who plays in one of those leagues, that aren't really college, but that's a big deal. And NASCAR ran today. Do we have a winner yet? I don't know if we got a winner yet.
They don't start till 5 o'clock.
Then we don't have a winner yet. And in golf, Richie Fowler, baby.
Yeah.
He won.
Ricky.
I said Rich, I meant Ricky. Ricky Fowler.
I was rooting for him, man. I used to hate the guy, but, man, he was nails this whole tournament.
Screw the UFC fights.
Yeah, I don't watch him.
All right, Major League Baseball, we are halfway.
Our teams are in first place.
And our teams are in first place. Were you expected to be in first place? Because I'm blown away that the Reds are. They started out 4-17.
I would rather be the Reds than the Indians Guardians right now. I mean, the Reds look like a up and coming team.
And you know what?
Pitching.
My cousin Josh gets mad when I say this, but the Reds division is weaker. So, they would be 11 games out. They'd be 11 games out of the American League East.
Yeah, but the American League Central, where we play, every team is under 500.
Oh, okay, I take that back.
We are the weakest division.
All right. J.J. Watt's got a deal with CBS. I think he'll be entertaining. I've always liked J.J. Watt.
Yeah, didn't he say he was going to come back recently?
Nah, he ain't going to come back. Major League All-Star Game. All right, they've announced today the reserves and the backup. There's like 8 Braves that were elected and chosen.
Yeah.
8 Braves. Some of them are pitchers. And that just tells you how good the Reds played the Braves recently.
Yeah.
I think there's 6 or 7 Rangers. The Reds got 1 player, Diaz, their starter. And you know what? I like that. Let all the Reds go home. Screw the All-Star game. I'm glad the Reds are going to have a break. Relax. Screw going to the All-Star game. What do you say?
It's the best All-Star game we have, but
it is a fun All-Star game.
The Reds, you just have been coming on lately.
Correct. Correct. Cam Robinson of the Jags, who was an Alabama offensive lineman, 4-game suspension.
For what?
For PED.
Oh, yeah.
When will they learn, Nick? When will they learn?
They get told when they're going to get tested.
I know. I can't help it, man.
Right.
NFL suspense 4. We've already covered that. Domingo German. I think that's how you pronounce his name. German. New York. My bad, German. New York Yankee picks a no-hitter.
Perfect game.
Yeah, perfect game.
I was going to call him German.
Yeah, that's how it's spelled.
German.
So, yeah.
A perfect game. No-hitter.
24th in Major League history.
Right. July 1st was Bobby Bonilla Day.
Awesome.
Isn't that not awesome? When did he retire? He got a check for $1.4 million on July 1st and has for how many years?
20 years.
Right. There's one better, though.
Ken Griffey.
Mookie Betts. I just saw this today. He's going to be paid until 2043 from the Dodgers. His last 4 years, $11 million, $11 million, $115 million from 2023 to 2043.
At least Mookie's playing good right now.
Right. Bobby Bonilla, he was not good.
I think the Reds just paid Ken Griffey Jr. their last check, like $5 million. It's nuts. Joe Mixon goes to trial on August the 14th. Uh-oh.
That's ridiculous.
You ready for this? NBA players can now be fined $150,000 for making a trade request. What happens? Damian Lillard goes, I want to be traded.
Right, yeah, right.
Dude, that's not going to stop. These guys make $30 million a year, $150,000 fine to say trade request. You think that's going to stop them?
No, but I thought that story came out or before he made the request, or after he made the request.
This is probably the best time for our show to cover it. There has been all kinds of NBA signings. The Lakers took Vincent away from Miami. Westbrook is going to the Clippers. Who else? I mean, it's just wild.
Cavs got a guy, pretty good guy from Portland.
Lakers re-sign Angelo Russell. But anyway, there's a lot of signs. Too many to talk about. Derek Carr, I like what you say. Derek Carr is a wussy. Well, with a different first letter, our guy put it in. But Derek Carr says he'll never forgive the Raiders for making his wife cry.
And you know why she cried?
Well, because they got rid of him.
Well, because they benched him the last 2 games, and he felt sad. That's what she said. That was her words.
Well, here's the problem.
He felt sad, so she cried.
Here's the problem. She's obviously a wonderful wife for supporting her man.
Right.
But give me a break, Derek.
Yeah.
You're like there's not other wives that cry
Right, you
when you
can't-
get cut and whatever. Man up, Derek Carr.
And you can't let your wife go out and say that, brother.
Let's face it, Derek Carr, in my opinion, is another one of these quarterbacks that's got all the skills and got all this, but doesn't have the it
That's right.
to win.
Right.
Plain and simple.
Doesn't have the.
Oh, we've already covered Connor Bedard, NHL #1 in draft. ESPN's cutting 17. And by the way, this is incredible. They have cut Jeff Van Gundy, Vince Carter, Max Kellerman, I can't stand him, Keyshawn Johnson, Susie Colbert, Todd McShay, Steve Young.
Yeah,
They got rid of Steve
I
Young.
mean, the Monday Night Crew. I can't.
Matt
Susie Colbert.
Matt Hasselbeck. I mean, they just.
Susie's the mainstay.
But the only one that really bothers me is Steve Young.
And why are they cutting all these people?
Because they're losing their ass.
Why are they losing?
Because they went woke.
That's right.
And they went broke.
That's right.
All right, Jake Paul's a boxer. So we have
love
he's
this
smart as
story.
sports.
Love this
This is
story.
one of the great stories. Jake Paul, folks, bought a Ferrari for like $500,000 and wrecked it his first go.
Day. He didn't wreck it. He broke it. He said.
He broke
I watched the video. He got crazy doing donuts, and on the monitor it came up. Go to dealer. Immediately. It wouldn't run.
So he didn't wreck it. He did too many donuts.
Yeah.
In a Ferrari.
Yeah. Didn't break it in right.
You know what? That video will make him the $500,000 that.
Well, that's what they thought too. But him and his crew, boy, you talk about some dummies. You gotta watch this. Dummies.
All right, this is another great out of bound, no boundary story. Baby Gronk. This kid and his dad brought this. He's Baby Gronk. They kept pushing.
Yeah.
It got so bad. Gronkowski says he's got like 400 text messages from this guy. Then Gronk finally said, enough is enough.
Yeah.
It's not cool anymore. He even joked that he might have to get a restraining order against us.
Oh, my.
So Baby Gronk is backfired.
Why don't he just block them?
Well,
easy
I'm
to
sure
do.
he probably has by now. Steph Curry played golf. He and Klay Thompson played Kelsey and Mahomes, and I'm kind of shocked. Kelsey and Mahomes won.
I know. They were big underdogs. Those other two played golf all the time.
Right.
I watched it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was cool.
All right, world record largemouth bass. This female angler, 12 pounds, 3 ounces. That looks like 50 pounds.
Yeah, it does.
I would love to have caught that bass.
Yeah, me too.
That is a beautiful fish.
But instead of taking the glory, she had to throw an ism in there. Yes.
Did she?
Yeah, she
Well, then we
did.
don't like her. Cut this show. Next,
Sex-
monster catfish.
They,
Monster catfish, 250 pounds, was caught by a guy.
yeah.
Did he use any isms?
Looks like they ate the guy. No, I don't.
Look at that catfish.
They say they're that big in the Ohio River.
Yeah.
They are?
Big as Volkswagens.
No
I've
kidding?
heard that for years.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of crap to eat, man. And they eat that stuff. University of Buffalo, 2 football players were hitting a little dog
These freaking two.
with leather straps.
I mean,
It must have been pretty bad because they're charged with crimes. Who beats a dog?
I'm telling you, and a poodle at that.
A poodle.
My lord.
Not a pit bull.
You scum.
All right, and then the Birmingham, what's their name? Won the USFL championship.
Stallions?
Yeah,
Is that it?
yeah. And this former wide receiver from the Steelers, Deion Kane, was the hero.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I got. We only had 57 things to talk about
Hey, we
today.
did pretty good.
Is there anything? This is sports without boundaries, folks.
No boundary.
Hell, one day we're going to have 100 topics.
Nice.
Now, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Happy 4th of July, USA, USA.
Happy 4th of July. Go USA.
That's right.
America first. Screw everybody else. Do you realize, I'm going to get political here at the end.
All right.
I just saw this morning, China owns 380,000 acres of American land. How the hell is that? And I got this question. How many acres do you think China lets us own of their land?
That's right. Zero. A zero.
I'm on that.
Let's bring Trump back. Go America.
Trump 24.